Hello everyone, welcome back to another CS2 market analysis video. This video is going to be covering a few things. First, I'm going to go over the entire application data for the Sugarface 2 sticker collection from the Armory. Since this collection is so small, I'm going to speedrun this data, and there isn't much really to say about these individual stickers themselves. What I will also be covering, and what I think is more important to talk about, is my predictions for what is going to be removed from the Armory come April 1st this year. Valve has had a perfect track record on being on time with a 6-month schedule for rotating items in and out of the Armory. And I'd like to talk about what I think will leave and what I think will enter. I would definitely stick around for my calls, as I think some of these are legit. That's going to be the bulk of the video, because I think there's a lot to talk about and theorize about regarding the Armory, and the Sugarface 2 application data is still pretty underwhelming, but the two are intertwined, so I will try to go quickly through this data. Skip to 533 if you want to skip to my Armory calls. P.S. Join my Discord for the 2K subs giveaway. It is like $200 total and there will be 4 winners. I spoke upon this in the last video and we are rapidly approaching 2K subs. Thank you guys. So come join the Discord and be on the lookout for the announcement channel once we pass 2K subs. Thank you guys. Alright, if you watched previous videos, then you know what this graph is all about. But for newcomers, this graph covers the total amount of sticker applications for the Sugarface 2 sticker collection. This info is sourced from the CSFlow database by me, and price information is collected from Price Empire and averaged over the last 3 days. This info was collected on January 31st, 2026. For the paper stickers, Lorena is the major leader, being first place in all 2x through 5x crafts with about 21,000 applications. Lorena Paper is also the only sticker to have a decent average applications per weapon at 1.54, meaning it may have more demand than other stickers to be applied multiple times on a single craft. Clavis Paper takes first place in the 1x craft category and has decent average application per weapon of 1.21, and we can just ignore all the Lucas stickers because they perform terribly. For the hollows, Clavis takes the lead in all departments, followed by Lorena and Lucas, although Clavis Hollow does not have a tremendous lead over Lorena. Additionally, none of these stickers have a good average application per weapon metric. For the foils, Clavis Foil takes the cake in most of the categories, with the exception of the Lorena Foil taking the most 4x crafts. Lorena Foil and Clavis Foil both have decent average applications per weapon, especially considering that we're in the most expensive category of stickers, being the foils. I would like to quickly mention the price discrepancies between these categories. In a perfect and unmanipulated world, which the CS2 economy definitely does not live in, the hollows would be roughly 5x the price of the papers, and the foils 5x the price of the hollows, due to how rarity works in this game. But we don't see that, and my price divided by applications metric, or as I like to call it, my bang for your buck indicator, shows the papers are the only decently adjusted price category. Yes, the foils are expensive, and yes, they are not applied very much, but the hollows are bordering on the prices of some of these foils. I say all this because it is obvious that this sticker collection is not a fan favorite. If we look at the application changes over this 56-day period between my two analyses, we can see the low application demand changes for these stickers. For the papers, Lorena performed the best with a 116% increase with 11,000 applications. Lucas, surprisingly, performed second best with a 93% increase or 6,200 raw applications, and Clavis performed the worst with only an increase of 88% or 8,100 applications. This line graph reflects the data I just spoke on, showing the stickers' growth over the time period, and we can see Lorena gaining a pretty large lead over Clavis, followed by Lucas. For the hollows, Lucas Hollow actually performed the best with a 93% increase or about 1,200 applications. Lorena and Clavis Hollow were pretty evenly matched at 82 and 81% increase respectively. And the line graph shows a pretty stable story, although Lucas Hollow is actually gaining on the top two ever so slightly. For the foils, again, Lucas Foil performed the best with a 124% increase or 236 applications. Lorena Foil had an 87% increase or 269 applications, and Clavis Foil increased by 75% or 299 applications. Despite what I normally say about my data, I don't think this data means that the Lucas Hollow and Lucas Foil stickers are super slept on. I think that this is more an indicator of a very small sample size, meaning these stickers are not applied very much, meaning the demand is not very high. Further proof of that is the total actual applications, showing we only have 51,000 blues applied, 8,700 hollows applied, and 1,700 foils applied, for a staggering total of 61,000 total stickers. Coming from the last video, this should be very shocking because a random purple from the Elemental collection totally eclipses the entirety of this sticker collection's applications. This pie chart shows the ratio of applications, and it is interesting. Foils and hollows are both underperforming compared to the expected ratio based on the paper applications. Based on the total listings, total applications, and a little bit of math, I calculate the bottom line estimate for the Sugarface 2 sticker collection, meaning the absolute bare minimum of stickers that exist based on math, and it is the following. There is at least 125,250 paper stickers, 25,050 hollow stickers, and just over 5,000 foil stickers for a total supply of at least 155,000 Sugarface 2 stickers. Okay, so the data is done. Why should we care about these stickers? Why did I just spend the time to tell you guys about some pretty shitty sticker application info? Well, I'm glad you asked, valued viewer, because I think this sticker collection's insignificance is significant. Valve has told us that a quote-unquote future update is going to have 2 new skin collections and 2 new sticker collections. Unless you are hopium maxing and think this has to do with an upcoming operation, which if you do, then God bless, this is most likely referring to a new armory rotation. The timing makes sense, we have like 2 months until the next rotation. So the question is then, what is Valve going to remove from the armory? Well, let's go through everything currently here and theorize. This is the armory as of today. First off, the AK Aphrodite is safe, and it'll stay for 150-ish days, no guesswork there. The Dr. Boom charms and the Missing Link community charms are brand new from October last year, and we can't really gather too much information for charms, as we can really only go off of their listing numbers to calculate supply, and there's the whole scarcity issue with charms being removable from skins. But these Dr. Boom charms and the Missing Link community charms are probably safe just due to the fact that they're relatively new and relatively well liked. We additionally have no data to go off of for how Valve likes to remove charm collections, because no charm collections have been removed. But we can observe that they have added 2 charm collections every time a new charm collection is introduced. So I would like to say it's safe to assume that the OG Missing Links charm collection and the Small Arms charm collection will be removed at the same time and replaced with 2 new ones. Now, will that be upcoming in April or later? That's hard to say. I don't know. Now, we know for certain 2 new sticker collections and 2 new skin collections will be coming per Valve's Community Workshop update/patch note that they sent out in December. Valve does not mention anything about charms, so we really have nothing to go off of for those. Regarding this patch note, I'd like to talk about the stickers first, as I think they will be a simpler story and pair with what I covered earlier in the video. I believe Valve will probably remove a combination of the oldest sticker collection and the least profitable sticker collection, meaning the least redeemed sticker collection. The answer to the first is easy. The Elemental sticker collection is the oldest sticker collection remaining in the armory. By the time April rolls around, it will have been 1.5 years in the armory. Now, some of you are reasonably hesitant on this guess because you are accurately assessing that Valve likes money and that the Elemental collection certainly is a cash cow for Valve. But you have to consider that they have 2 upcoming promising sticker collections in the Auto Racing collection and the Fruits and Vegetable collection. These both sound like they're going to be bangers, but I suspect that the Auto Racing will be the new #1 collection, and Fruits and Vegetables will probably be similar to the Character Craft collection in terms of popularity. So as soon as they remove their cash cow, being the Elemental sticker collection, they throw in 2 new cash cows, so they have a solution for the removal of the Elemental Craft collection. That's why I've been harping on this collection for a good bit in previous months. I think its time is coming fairly soon. Now, the second removal is questionable at first glance. What collection is the least redeemed? Well, valued viewer, it is easy now that I have collected the data again, but the Sugarface 2 collection is like 10 times less redeemed/applied than the 2025 community sticker collection. So it does not make Valve very much money. It's also like super lazy. It's literally 3 stickers repeated 3 times. It very much feels like an afterthought addition, which is why I think it's kind of leading toward an early removal and only a 6-month lifetime in the armory. Yes, I know nothing has been removed from the armory in such a short time, but Valve has teased new sticker collections. They know that people are going to be wanting them, and if they leave all this junk in the armory, it could potentially draw some hype away from these new collections. Think about it. It was super underwhelming when they just added 2 charm and sticker collections and removed nothing back in October. That hit their wallet, and they're going to remember that. I am personally operating with the thought that the Sugarface 2 collection is going to be removed in April. I know it's a bit of a gamble, but these shitters are so under-redeemed that Valve has to be drooling over the removal button. And with Valve's exit strategy already confirmed in the 2 new sticker collections, I just feel like it makes sense. That being said, I've personally been accumulating some Sugarface 2 stickers, namely Clavis Hollow and Clavis Foils. Now, no, I don't think anyone is applying these, but if they get an early removal, it may be a good idea to have some on hand. I mean, look at these prices. They are already obviously inflated by investor demand. That should mean something. These stickers should be like 20 cents, but they're over $1, and for what? It's because there's so few of them. Now, I'm not advocating for going all in on these or using all of your Armory stars, but in your effort to differentiate your awesome CS2 investment portfolio, maybe chuck a few dollars over into the Sugarface 2 collection, and when they don't get removed in April, you can just come into my Discord and yell at me, it's fine. Moving on. I think the 2025 community stickers are safe. It's obvious that there was a bit more effort put into the sticker collection. I mean, it's got more than 9 total stickers, which says something. And I don't think something this well fleshed out is going to be removed in only 6 months. Also, people are still redeeming this collection, albeit not as much as others. I would have this on my 1-year removal watch list later in October. Okay, stickers are done. Let's talk about skins and cases. This is where things get a lot more muddy, and I'm not so confident on these picks as I am with my sticker collection calls. Valve announced that there will be 2 new skin collections. Cool. So that means 2 skin collections will be removed, right? Not necessarily. Valve has never removed more than 1 skin collection at a time, albeit we have a seemingly very small sample size to go off of, being only the graphic collection being removed, but people often forget about the Fever Case as a quote-unquote skin collection. Valve asking for an arabesque art and Arabian mythology collection, as well as a spy/tech collection, has me thinking. Arabesque art and Arabian mythology could kind of match up with the reintroduction of Anubis and the Anubis 2026 collection. This would actually mirror history quite well. When Train was added back to the Premier Pool, originally back in January 2025, replacing Vertigo, it took them till April to add in the Train 2025 skin collection to the Armory. This would really track with the addition of Anubis back into the Premier Map Pool with the start of Season 4, and the silent discontinuation of the OG Anubis skin collection. So that could be our first skin collection. Well, what about the second? Spy/tech does not really match up with any map unless they plan to completely redo Nuke, which is not going to happen. It's also a theme. Valve asking for themed collections has been done before with the Dreams and Nightmare case. I'm personally going to predict that the Spy/tech skin collection is going to be a new case in the Armory and not a collection. I'm also going to go out on a limb and say that the Fever case is going to be removed. Oh my gosh, did I just say that? Okay. Before you guys dislike and unsubscribe and report me, hear me out. Alright, the Gallery case. It lasted 1 year. The Fever case. It's coming up on 1 year. But it makes them so much money, GB, you say correctly. Correct, but this is due to the knives in the Fever case. But the next case is also going to have these knives. Let me explain why I'm so sure. The Fever Case knife is what I'm calling a multiple knife case, meaning there are multiple different knife models in the gold category. A single knife case would be like the CS20 case, Operation Wildfire, Huntsman case, Breakout case, etc., where there is only 1 knife model to obtain. Valve has never made a multiple knife case only obtainable from 1 case. It's always been at least 2. The Fever case is the first to introduce this collection of knives, and I see it being very unlikely that the next Armory case does not have Fever case knives. I think this addresses the logical argument that the removal of the Fever case would be bad for Valve's pockets, and so they won't remove it. They'll simply make the next case have the same knives, and thus it will continue to have Fever case-like sales, especially if the Fever case is removed. All of that being said, I think the Fever case could easily be removed, leaving one of our skin collections to be removed as well, in favor for the quote-unquote Anubis 2026 or whatever collection it's going to be. I think the Train 2025 collection is safe, it's too new, but I think the Overpass 2024 and the Sport and Field collection have near equal chances of being removed. Both are the same age, so it really just comes down to profitability for Valve. I'm going to call that the Sport and Field stays and the Overpass 2024 gets removed just due to the hype of the M4 Fade, but this could easily be flipped. A different hypothesis to what I'm saying is the Fever case stays and both of these get removed. So that's what this whole asterisk is, meaning if the Fever case gets removed, it's a 50-50 for one of these skin collections. If the Fever case stays, both of these skin collections I'm predicting will go. This video certainly has some wildcard calls, and what I believe to be some well-informed calls. I could easily see some of these things not happening. I am calling that there are going to be a lot of changes in this video, but we'll most likely be underwhelmed. Alright, I'll tell you what my personal plays are, and what you can maybe do after being informed in this video. I think the Aphrodite and the New Charm collections are safe. If you're a Charm believer, which I am not, You could accumulate some missing link charms and some small arm charms. Train 2025 is safe, you can let those depreciate over the next few months. I would probably invest equal amounts into Overpass 2024 and Sport and Field, as I think there's a likely chance either or both of these could be removed soon. If you like case investing, maybe pick up some Fevers. With all the rare cases now being discontinued, it does dampen the effects of the Gallery and Fever cases now being discontinued as well. But the method to obtain Armory cases, that being requiring people to actually play the game, does reduce the massive amount of supply that is likely getting generated for these cases. I think the 2025 community stickers are safe, you can let those depreciate in the next few months. And I am calling that the Sugarface 2 sticker collection and the Elemental collection to be removed in April, so maybe pick up some of those since prices are somewhat down. Alright, all that being said guys, thank you for watching. Please let me know your thoughts on the video, leave a like, come join the Discord for the 2K sub giveaway and all the excellent conversations we're having there. I really appreciate you all, thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day.